So today I thought I'd do a review of the Luvele yogurt maker that I have because I've been really happy with it since I bought it, and I know people are looking for information on these and trying to decide whether they are worth buying. Hi there, if you've not been to my channel before, my name is Sue. I've actually been on the carnivore diet for just over 18 months. I have been doing a SIBO protocol where I'm making SIBO yogurt from Dr. Davis's Super Gut book. And I've been doing that now for a couple of months, and it's made a massive difference to my gut. But one of the things that's required to make that yogurt is that you be able to ferment it for 36 hours. So most commercial yogurts are only fermented for 4 to 6 hours usually, and so they don't really get enough time to build up any substantial amounts of bacteria. And so this is one of the advantages of making your own yogurt, is that you can ferment it longer, and that way you have a higher CFU count in your yogurt, which is the bacteria that you want, that's going to be beneficial for your health and your gut. So Dr. Davis, in his Super Gut book, I'll link to this below the video, he talks about how he's been researching all of this stuff, and when they've had the yogurts tested that have been fermented for 36 hours, they have a CFU count of around 200 billion per half cup, which is way, way higher than any probiotic product that you're going to buy. And it's also much, much higher than any commercial yogurt that you're going to find in the shops. So this is the reason that I bought the Luvele yogurt maker, was because it has variable temperature, so you can set the temperature anywhere between, I think it's and 50 degrees Celsius. So most of these bacteria like it somewhere around our body temperature, but some of them like a little bit higher and some of them like a little bit lower. So the SIBO yogurt that I'm making, I have been fermenting at 38 degrees because the 3 bacteria in there have slightly different preferences. So one of them, the L-Gasseri, I think is about 39 degrees. The L-Reuteri is around 37 degrees. So I kind of sit it in the middle around 38 degrees, and it seems to work really well. So that's one of the advantages to the Luvele yogurt maker. The other one is that you can set the time for anything up to 36 hours. And so that is what I do. So I'm going to show you my Luvele yogurt maker. They actually have 2 different models. I think that the base on them basically are the same, but it's the containers that come with them. So I'll show you mine and explain how it all works. Okay, so this is my Luvele yogurt maker here. They have this one. They also have a model that's more brown colour. So with mine comes a 2 litre. So this is a 2 litre container that fits inside the yogurt maker. The other model comes with 4 400ml jars. So the other one, with those 400ml jars, you're going to be able to make 1.6 litres at a time. But you can make different types of yogurt with using different bacteria if you want to. However, with mine, what I've discovered is that I can fit 4 of these gherkin jars in mine. And so if I wanted to make, say a couple of jars of L-Gasseri yogurt and a couple of jars of L-Reuteri, I can use these. These jars hold around 600 mils. So it's over 2 litres of yogurt that I can make at one time with 4 of these. And they just kind of fit in there perfectly. So I can put one in each corner, because when you look at the yogurt maker, you can see that it's kind of designed so that it can fit 4 round jars inside it. And so these ones work perfectly. They fit perfectly with the lid on, and so I have done that a number of times when my big jar has been still in use in the fridge, and I have made my yogurt in those gherkin jars. Now, to actually make your yogurt and set this up is really, really simple. So all you do, I've actually got yogurt in this, as you can see. So this is the batch that you saw me taking out at the beginning of the video. And so if I have just made yogurt to go in here, all you do is you just pop it into the yogurt maker, and then you fill this with water. So there is actually a level mark at the back, so it's got a minimum mark back here. You might not be able to see it in the video, but it has a minimum there and a maximum there, so you can fill it up to there with water, and it can go down as low as the lower mark here. I'll just go and actually turn this on the wall so that I can show you how to set it. Alright, so you can see now that the yogurt maker is turned on the wall. It has off on the, I think that's what they're supposed to be, OF, on the display. And so if you're going to put yogurt in there, you need to put some water into it. And as I said, you've got your low and high marks at the back there. And then you just pop your yogurt container in, put your lid on. So it comes with a little note here just saying condensation does happen on the inside of this, and so just to be a little bit mindful when you take the lid off. So what I do is I tend to take it off and just tip it so that the corner is over the top of the water bath, and that way any water that's going to run down just runs into there. So when you're ready to set your yogurt maker, all you do is you can change the temperature by pushing this, so it defaults to 36 degrees. I generally, with my SIBO yogurt, go up to 38 degrees, and then if I push that again, it brings the time up and it sets it, it defaults to 8. So if I just go backwards, I found that's the quickest way to go. It'll take it back to 36 hours, and then I go confirm, and that is how you set it. And then you just leave it for 36 hours, and it sits there and does its thing, and it beeps when it's finished. I'm actually going to cancel that because I don't want to heat my yogurt back up. Yeah, so to cancel it, you just hit that button there, and it'll switch it back off again. So as I said, when I was reading Dr. Davis's book and decided I wanted to try this SIBO yogurt, I needed a way to be able to ferment this yogurt for 36 hours, and I tried using my Ninja Foodie, but I had to reset it every 12 hours. So if I forgot, then I'd be in strife because it wouldn't be going. And so so that was why I went searching for a yogurt maker that could ferment for 36 hours, and I came across the Luvele. Now, when I came across Luvele, I thought the name sounded familiar, and I actually realised I've got one of their vacuum sealers, and I've owned it for quite a few years, and I've been really happy with that product as well. I bought that when I was in Australia, so they're really handy for sealing up, you know, foods if you want to store them for a long time, and great for when you're camping because you can seal your meat up, and it'll keep longer and stops it from leaking in your fridge and things like that. When I came across Luvele and I looked at their yogurt makers, I decided to buy one. I just popped it onto Afterpay. We have Afterpay here in New Zealand and Australia, and so I could pay it off, which was really handy. And they had it shipped to me. It comes from Australia. Had it shipped to me pretty quickly. They ship all around the world, and if you go to their website, I'll put a link below to their website, and if you go to their website, you can change it to your own country or to suit yourself, and they ship everywhere as far as I'm aware. They also have the El Rudery and El Gassery starters, so if you're wanting to make those yogurts or wanting to make the SIBO yogurt, that's a really good way to go, and you can use those. They just come in sachets. And the other thing that I thought with the yogurt maker is that in the winter time, if it's a bit cold, I can actually probably ferment my kefir in there and my fermented veggies to speed those up, because if you do any fermenting, you'll know that when the weather's cold, it takes longer for them to ferment. I mean, at the moment, we're really hot and humid here in New Zealand, and so fermenting sauerkraut only takes a few days, and the kefir is 24 hours at the most. Sometimes I leave it longer, but it can be ready definitely within 24 hours. Whereas in the winter, it can take a little bit longer. So at the moment, I have some sour cream fermenting in the pantry, and I use my kefir to start that. And the sour cream can take a little bit longer, so it's usually about 48 hours. And in the winter, it can take even longer. So if I wanted to speed that up, I could put it into the yogurt maker, set it for a lower temperature. So I'd probably ferment the kefir and the sour cream at around 25 to 28 degrees because that's the kind of air temperature that it likes, even up to maybe 30. And so I haven't tried that yet, but I'll probably experiment this winter. And the fermented veggies, I'd be about the same. So I would just go for where my air temperature is in the summer and set it at about that and just see how it goes. So that's my review of the Luvele yogurt maker. I really like it. It's quite sturdy. It does the job. It's not overly expensive, and yeah, and I can do quite a big batch of yogurt or fermented vegetables or kefir in there at one time. So yeah, the link to the yogurt maker is below. I will also link to Dr. Davis's Super Gut book, and if you have any comments or questions, please fire away below and I will get to those if you're curious about anything to do with these yogurt makers. And yeah, that's it for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share with anyone that you know who's actually looking for a yogurt maker, and I thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.